girl. So, well, I was going to say, a lot of people had a lot to say about your issue that you had with Megan.
I know, that's so crazy. People are like, hey, when we going to ride down? What we need to do? Because let me tell you.
We ride at dawn.
We ride at dawn, right? There was one person said, look, I appreciate y'all, okay? Because, look, I know who to call next time something go down, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we said we would swap stories, right? So,
right.
Story time.
Right.
Well, this story for me is epic. And I tell about it in my book, but it's not the same as telling the story and being able to reenact it, right?
Okay.
Okay. So my background is in music.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a recording artist.
Yes.
And just along my journey, I had the opportunity to be with MC Hammer. I think it was MC Hammer. It was Redhead Kingpin. It was a couple of different people on that tour. Now, I wasn't performing, but, just being in the midst of all of them. And you got to play the picture game. You got to take your pictures and show who you was with and all of that kind of stuff. So
Right. Been there, done that.
Exactly. So at the time, I was with my first son's father. And he's from Jamaica. Well, he was from Jamaica. He's now deceased. But he was from Jamaica, and he just didn't understand. He didn't get that whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Plus, I think he was a cheater anyway. But you know how people need an excuse to cheat, like to openly cheat. Okay, I need an excuse to openly cheat. So I had gone to do a show, and when I came back, the dress that I wore in the pictures that I took with MC Hammer and the dance crew was ripped to shreds. And the pictures were all laid out and partially burnt up.
What?
Like, I had no idea, what the hell could have happened. So, yeah, this is crazy. So, I reached out to my sisters, and they were like, call your mother. She's our mother when it's a problem. She's the other person's mother when it's a problem. They call your mother. So, I'm like, what happened? So, he happened to be really close with my mom. I found out some things later on that's a whole nother story. But, so, I called her, and she was like, Angie, Wayne thinks that you've been cheating on him. And so he found those pictures. And I'm like, how do you get cheating from a picture in, we're at a venue. I'm dressed up. You clearly can see this is
And why did I bring the pictures home so you could see them if I was cheating on you?
Hello. Thank you. That's a good point.
Only
women think like that.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Men don't think like that. So anyway, she also said that he heard me on the, back in the day you had the answering machines, not like today, but if you answered the phone, when the machine picked up, it recorded your conversation unless you stopped it. Okay?
Exactly.
So before we had moved in together, I was living with my dad. And so my brother used to always sneak on my private phone. You know how everybody had to have their own phone
right.
line.
Mm-hmm.
So she said that he heard me on the phone telling somebody that I love them and all of this stuff. And I was like, I knew I wasn't cheating. So I don't know what this was or what he heard. So I was able to get my hands on the tape and play it back. It happened to be my younger brother and one of his little girlfriends from school. And they only being 13, 14-year-olds. And something, why you be writing your name on my books because you love me? Mm-hmm. I'm like, at the time I was 19, 20.
First of all, you say he was your husband?
We weren't married at the time.
But y'all were together.
And I was 19.
And he don't know your voice?
Thank you.
He don't know her voice?
He don't know my voice, but how about my mother didn't know my voice? Mama, you could not have cleared this up for me, right? So he had all weekend to conjure up in his mind that I was away cheating or doing whatever. So I was calling him. I'm blowing his phone up. He's not answering. So I'm like, where could he be? Now, he was a big-time drug dealer, so he was a drug kingpin. He could have been anywhere, but I'm thinking, women, listen. Our intuition.
Baby, ain't nothing nice.
So something told me to call the hotel that we used to go to all the time before we moved in together.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the hotel. Now, they can't give you information on somebody's room, but I just simply asked for them to ring his room.
Mm-hmm.
So they did. So they rang the room. He didn't answer.
I just missed that. Girl, did he answer the phone?
He didn't answer, but the fact that they rang the room meant he was there.
Exactly. And he was dumb enough to put the room in his name.
They don't think. They can't. Listen, cheating is not right, but women are better cheaters.
What is
than
it?
men.
Dumbest criminals, dumbest cheaters? But go ahead.
Yeah. So now, at the time, we had one working vehicle, I think. And, let me think. Did I? No, I think we had another car at the house, but he took all the keys. He took the keys out the house. There was no money in the house, anything like that. So I didn't have money to catch a cab. I just didn't have nothing, right? But I had a bicycle. Girl, I had a bicycle.
No, you was not rolling down the street on the bike.
A bicycle.
With the wind in your
With
hair.
the wind in my hair, okay? So the thing is that, okay, so this was a Canon, very popular bike. Everybody used to ride or whatever. And this was like his thing, this was their favorite thing. So I'm like, now mind you, driving distance from our apartment to this hotel would have easily been about 20 minutes.
Girl, you did not ride an hour on the bike.
Don't play with me. I got on this bike, and if you can imagine, like you said, the wind blowing through my hair, I look like the Richard the West ride this bike, girl.
Alabama.
You know, I'm mad. I'm ready. I'm riding this bike. I can't wait till I get there. What I'm going to do when I get there, when I see him, I'm like, girl. So imagine, I'm heated. That's why I know crimes of passion are real.
Are real.
Because in the moment, you are not thinking, it's whatever. It's up. Okay?
Right.
So I get to the hotel, and I don't know what room he's in. So I'm knocking on every door.
Not nigga knock.
I'm nigga knocking.
No, we not nigga knocking.
I'm a nigga knocking. Okay? And it's not a hotel, it's a motel. So it's all outside.
Oh, Lord.
So and adjacent to it is an IHOP. So as I'm knocking on the doors, people are coming out because they know it's up. It's about to go down. Okay? So people coming out, they looking or whatever. I'm knocking. So I finally knock on the right door because he pulls the curtain and looks to see who's knocking on the door, and I see his face. So I'm like, open this door right now, open this door. He's like, Angie, call the man. And I'm like, so I'm doing like this, boom, boom.
Girl, I'm trying to break the door.
I'm trying to break the door.
Do you realize how much strength we have when we pissed off?
I'm trying to go to the hospital is what I'm trying to do. So I'm going like this, boom, and it ain't working. So I take the bike.
No.
I'm like, I know how much he loved this bike. I said, if you don't open this door, I'm going to throw this bike through this MFing window, whatever. And he said, Angie, call the man. So he opens the door. And who do I see? Paula.
Please, not somebody that you know.
Somebody that I know.
Oh,
the girl
my God.
that was supposedly like working for him, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, bagging up his stuff for him, and she lived in the same complex and stuff. I knew something was up, but they always say, no, it ain't like that. So she's in there. Now, we live together, so I can get you anytime.
She's still standing, so she's still feeling this shit, okay? She's still feeling it, because she's still standing up.
I am heated, right? So I try to go after the girl. She's running around the bed, right? And he's stopping me from getting to her. So she runs out the door, and then we're in a tussle. Me and Wayne, is his name, we're in a tussle. So I go outside the motel, and I don't see her. But remember, there's an IHOP adjacent.
No,
I know she in the IHOP.
No, you did not.
So can you imagine somebody coming through the door at an IHOP, looking? Because remember, I was riding the bike, so my hair is all over my head, and I'm walking through. Imagine you sitting down eating at the IHOP, and somebody come through and they looking like, breathing all hard, everything looking right. Girl. So I don't find her. I don't know where she went to. The bitch disappeared. Look. Girl. So he's like, okay, get in the car, whatever. So we throw the bike in the trunk of the car. And I refuse to ride up front with him. I'm like, I'm not riding with you.
I don't blame you.
So I sit behind him, okay? So like, turn around. You driving.
Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez, I didn't know we was going to be inactive. Okay.
So you driving, and I'm behind you, and I'm like, I can't do it. And I'm knocking him upside the head. I'm boom. Why? He's like, Andre, go to the man. I'm like,
Go to the man.
I'm just punching him upside the head. Andre, go to the man.
No.
Listen, I am tearing him up all the way home. Girl, there's more to this story, though. We're going to have to do a part 2.
I'm scared.
We're going to have to do a part 2.
Y'all, wait a minute. Pray for me, because if it's anything like the first one, and I got to be a part of it.